Hey guys, sir. Today explain us about this PHP sessions. Sessions. The most important use is to protect web pages so that no one intruder can come and log in. Okay, let's see what the session is. So, in the layman terms, session is a way to store information that can be used across multiple pages. So the thing is like that when we are using any application, whether in our PC or in the mobile, then our PC or mobile know who we are, what we are doing. It's everything is fine. Okay, but when we do the same thing on internet, for example, opening Instagram in an app, then opening Instagram in our web server, hey Instagram. Okay, at this time the web server doesn't know who we are. Are you getting it? Because HTTP address doesn't maintain state. So session variables solve this problem by storing the user information to be used across multiple pages. And what kind of information? Username, favorite color, or the email ID, this type of information. So and we will see and we will get understand more. So what the thing is like that, this is the same login form which is in our registration with login, and we have made that login form, and in this login form only we will insert, we will put that session thing. So the first thing which comes with this session start. This method starts the session. You can see as well here the session start function. Session is started with this function. So when the session started, we will just leave the things there, and we will come to if. Why? Because if only after we log in we need this protection kind of thing. So after so this total says that only yes, you got logged in. So here for checking purposes, first we made this variable Derry variable, session Derry variable, and we save the data that Derry I am brilliant. And in the dashboard part, we printed the same. See line number 8. What that hey in welcome echo session Derry. So what it was printing welcome, and this part echo session Derry. Now this Derry variable was storing the data what? Derry I am brilliant. So this data was getting printed. So we came to know that yes, our variable is working very fine. And you see what, before we were using the session start, but later instead of the session start we will start using this include session.php, which is the page we made. I will comment on it afterwards. So you must at the starting server teaching us with the session start. Now as we have checked that yes, the Derry variable is working very fine, so we came on our real job. The real job was to store the email. Which email? The email which the user have entered, and we have checked it, and yes, entry is present in our database. Then that email will get stored in this email session variable, and after getting stored we will go to the dashboard.php. Okay, we are going to the dashboard.php. Now in dashboard.php we are directly printing what? This echo session at session whatever in our that email variable. There is email only, so let's check it. First let me show you that localhost XAMPP php card. What I am showing you, I am showing you the entries which we made. So we made two entries with email ID edge@gmail.com and password is 12. Okay, we will use that edge@ and password 12. And this matching, and we will do login, and yes, see email session variable is displaying our email ID. We are saying okay, this is very much fine. Now before that, just I out of curiosity I am explaining you, because the previous video couldn't be get made where I was using it with Scratch. So the thing is like that before using this session part, if I copy this and paste somewhere here and press enter. Okay, now I will not press enter, but just listen. Before using this session part, we made this login ID and someone registered, and if somehow we get hold of his URL, we copy paste and paste somewhere here, and even after he go log out, if the entered PHP, we press enter, see now it will not work because we have used session. But there, if we pressed enter with the same URL, then his dashboard will come. Okay, would come. So session protects us from that only. Now you can treat this example with internet banking. If someone has done that banking and he has logged out, but some fraudster from behind saw his URL and he pasted that URL in the other browser, then his dashboard would get open again. So session helps us to get protection from that only. But now as you can see, we have used session. Now I cannot go to that page. Okay, now one more thing is about session is that is it login? No, both are unlogged. So I will cut it. Come here. I will log in again. Password is 12 and enter. See, if I will not press logout, then with the same ID I can open it with n number of times, and this is same happens with the Facebook also. If you don't press your logout button and if you simply cross it and go, and afterwards when you open your ID or password, same things happen. Because for example, if you remember in this GradeUp or Unacademy, if you don't log out and you simply cut it, and the next time when you open, and then without asking login ID password, it gets open. But once you press the logout, then you cannot open with that email ID. It will say please enter your login ID and password. See, this is how powerful session is. So we will see how that happened. Now this part is clear, I believe. After that, sir told that yes, go to the login logout form, start the session and stop the session. Because after pressing the logout button, should I log in again? 1, 2. See, after pressing the logout button, what it does, it unsets our session, means it stops our session. Now once the session gets stopped, so the variable which it was storing, the email variable, so this thing got stopped. There is nothing such thing present in our ID in the email, matlab nothing present such email variable, session variable. So after that, as it gets unpresent, means now as that email session variable gets invisible, something like that, because we are doing unset, means all the session thing is stopped. Now this thing doesn't exist. If this thing doesn't exist, that means two things. One, you have logged out, and if the someone other with the same URL tries to copy paste, and when he will press enter, as you have logged out, there is no such thing like session email present here, so he will not be able to log in as I show. And how that thing is possible? That thing is becoming possible because this include session.php. It is the most important part. This thing is the only thing which is preventing to open some other your account, someone other to open your account if you have logged out. Okay, so are you ready to see it? Let's dive into it. See, first line, PHP start, PHP close, no issue. Session start, we say wow, session got started. Session thing got started. Let me do some indentation and lining spacing. Now see the line number 5, it is the most important. See, empty is a method. If empty, inside empty we are writing this email variable. We are saying that if the email session variable is empty, means when it will become empty, it will become empty in the two cases. The case number 1, when you have entered your email ID password wrong, then it will, if case will not get operated, if condition, and this session will remain empty. This is the case 1. And what is the case 2? Case 2 will be that when you press your logout button, after clicking on the logout button, this session unset will happen. When the session unset will happen, then all the things which the session has set it up will get invisible, will get diminished, will get hide, will get erased. Okay, that is happening. So in these two cases, when there is nothing in the email part, means either you are a fraudster. If you are not a fraudster, you don't know your email ID password. In that case, what it will do, it will simply header, it will simply take you back to your login form, and this is what exactly happening here. See, if I press logout, I press logged out. After pressing logout option, see this dashboard. After clicking this logout, where it take us to login underscore logout.php, and here the PHP starts, and within the fraction of seconds session start, then session gets unset, and it direct us to where? It direct us to the login form. It is doing the same. Now one more thing, let's log in again, password 2, enter. See, now password got matched, there is something got stored, means in this the email got stored. Now as the email get stored here in this part, means it is not empty. When that is, if it is not empty, then if condition will not occur. So what will happen, it will come here, the session will get start, but this PHP condition will not execute. So only this thing, you are seeing this session start, this thing will happen, and this thing will not happen. If this thing is not happening, means you are legal, you can do things, you can open your dashboard and do whatever you want. So again, this whenever someone presses login, it gets login by using the post method, email ID and password come, then we check it from our database that yes, you are correct, and if you are correct, then your email gets stored in our email session variable, and after getting storing, it will take us to the login dashboard.php. Otherwise you will go back to the login form.php. After going to the login dashboard.php, you will come here, and after coming here, the first it will take to the session.php. It will start the session, it's most correct, and now there is something in your session email, so this thing is not empty. If this is not empty, if condition get false, so it will not execute. Let's read what is here. Only seeing कि session के अंदर डाटा आ रहा है या फिर नहीं. अगर नहीं आ रहा होगा तो लॉगिन के पेज पे पहुंचा देगा. कैसे पहुंचा देगा? कुछ नहीं आ रहा होगा, इसने अपना काम कर लिया, ये यहाँ पे आ गया, एक मिनट, इफ के अंदर अगर कुछ नहीं है, अगर ये एम्प्टी है तो हेडर लोकेशन डॉट लॉगिन डॉट फॉर्म पे पहुंचा देगा. एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो दिस इज द ऑल थिंग you can do. So I hope you got it. Now I should come here. I have done logout. Yes, logged out. Oops, local cut. Now see, one more issue got solved from here. If I click on this dashboard.php, before clicking only I will say that I cannot open it, because if I'm clicking on dashboard.php, I have not done that, not entered my email ID in login form. If I have not entered that my email ID in the login form, then nothing will get stored in session email variable. If nothing gets stored in the session email variable, then when it will come here on the, after clicking on the dashboard, this include part will start, it will come here, it will say okay, you are empty. Oh, my condition got sent, and I will head you back to the login form.php. So when I click here, see, I am not able to see it, and instead of this registration, let me go back and see before. Now the one more point I want to say that we will not limit this to this login part only. We can also use it where, example, let's open this task and this display data. Okay, why I'm opening from here? I will open the task and I will display. I have deleted all things. Just see, assume that there are thousands of data or tens or twenties of data. Just assume. So we can use that session here also. That you cannot directly come here and open it. But before that, let us come back. See, we have not made that login part here. So we will not use it here. Let's open this admission, and yes, this admission have this thing. See, in this part we have not made session, so if we click on the dashboard, it is directly opening it. So we will protect this dashboard, and what I was saying, that we will not limit it to the dashboard only. See, if I do display, whole data is getting displayed. So what I will do, we can use session here also, that you cannot directly open this. First you need to get login. After getting login only you can where that display is gone, here it is. After getting login only you can see this. So how we will do, we will simply include task no session no. We will just make the session thing, and we will then only we will include it. So for someone, wait a minute, a phone came, who is calling out form. Let me quickly show it. Let me go one back. btech.php login form. So first you need to log in, and before that I need to check now job sign up. Okay, you can eat d@gmail.com with password 1. Okay, d@gmail.com with the password 1. You do login. You got logged in. Then after logged in you go to btech. Wait a minute. Okay, you go to the btech. I will then after submitting this part, I will that display part will come. So I will use that session there to protect my data, so that no one should directly be capable of what? Capable of directly opening this display. I will use it there. Okay.